Lyra Silverwind moved slowly through the corridor of Meridian 7, station her right leg dragged slightly behind her with each step. The injury from her childhood had never fully healed. She did not mind the limp anymore. It had become part of who she was. Beside her walked Ember, the small dragon creature. Barely reached her, Nia's crimson scales gleamed under the station lights. His golden eyes watched everything around them. They had just finished another long shift in the archives. Lyra worked there, cataloging old documents and records. It was quiet work. She preferred it that way. Most beings on the station ignored her. That was fine with Lyrashi and Ember only needed each other. Corridor ahead was empty. This was the maintenance section. Most workers had gone home hours ago. Lyra always took this route. It was faster than the main passage. Suddenly, 3 large figures stepped out from a side passage. Akrelian mercenaries there. Reptilian scales were dark green and brown. They were much bigger than Lyra each. One carried weapons on their belts. Lyra stopped walking. Ember moved closer to her leg. Krelian laughed. It was a harsh sound that echoed in the empty corridor. Pointed at Lyra with one clawed hand. Look at the crippled Zen youth. Other 2 Krelians moved to block the corridor behind her. Lyra felt her heart start to beat faster. She tried to step around them. The lead Krelian moved into her pathway. Do you think you are going broken thing? Lyra kept her eyes down. She did not want trouble. Please. Let me posse need to get home. The Krelian grabbed her shoulder. His grip was painful. She winced but did not cry out. Home. You do not belong here at all. This station is for real beings, not defective aliens. The other 2 laughed. Ember made a low growling sound. The lead Krelian looked down at the small dragon. What is this, your pet? He kicked out suddenly. His boot caught Ember in the side. The dragon tumbled across the floor. Ember cried out in pain. Lyra tried to pull free. She needed to get to Ember. The Krelian shoved her hard. Lyra fell backward. Her bad leg could not catch her weight. She hit the floor. Hard pain shot through her hip and shoulder. The 3 Krelians surrounded her. One grabbed her work bag and dumped it out. Papers and data chips scattered everywhere. Another stomped on her personal tablet. It cracked under his boot. Third one pulled out a small knife. He bent down and grabbed Lyra by her silver hair. Maybe we should mark you so. Everyone knows you are worthless. Lyra tried to struggle. Her leg would not work right. She could not get up. Ember tried to stand. He limped toward. Then the dragon was hurt but still trying to protect Hertha. Lead Krelian kicked Ember again. The small dragon hit the wall and lay still. Lyra felt something break inside her, not her body, something deeper. She reached out toward Ember. Her hand shook. The Krelian with the knife pressed the blade against her cheek. Last chance. Zena, tell us where the Etherean relics are. We know your kind hoards ancient treasures. Lyra did not understand. She was just an archivist. She knew nothing about relics. I do not know what you mean. Please stop. The knife pressed harder. She felt a thin line of pain. Blood ran down her cheek. Wrong answer. They spent the next several minutes hurting her. Lyra tried not to scream. She did not want to give them that satisfaction. Finally they grew bored. The lead Krelian pulled out her identification chip. Was the small device that proved she lived on the station. Without it, she was nobody. He crushed it in his hand. Good luck proving you belong here. Cripple. The 3 Krelians laughed and walked away. There. Heavy footsteps faded down the corridor, lay on the cold floor. Everything hurt. She could taste blood in her mouth. Her ribs felt broken. Breathing was hard. Slowly, she began to crawl toward Ember. Each movement sent waves of pain through her body. It took forever to reach the small dragon. Ember was breathing, but unconscious. Blood matted his red scales. Lyra pulled him close to her chest. Hairs ran down her face. She had tried so hard to stay invisible, to cause no trouble, but trouble had found her anyway. She pressed her forehead against Ember. In her mind she spoke words in an ancient language, words her mother had taught her long ago. Words she did not fully understand. The language of her people, the Etherean Smothra. If you can hear, may need help. Something strange happened. Lyra felt warmth spread through her chest. Her eyes began to glow with a soft violet light. Symbol appeared on her forehead. It was an ancient mark, the sign of her bloodline. The mark faded quickly. Lyra did not see it. She was losing consciousness. The last thing she felt was Embers stirring against her. Then darkness took Hera. A maintenance worker named Tom found them 20 minutes. Later he immediately called medical services. The emergent team arrived fast. They carefully lifted Lyra onto a stretcher someone else picked up. Ember the small dragon did not wake station. Security was called. They began scanning the area. The security camera footage was checked, but something was wrong. The video was corrupted static. Filled the recording. Only brief moments were clearing one frame. The symbol on Lyra could be seen. The security officer stared at Ith. Had never seen anything like it. The station AI detected something else. An unauthorized quantum communication bursted came from Lyra. Exact location right at the time of the attack. The signal went out into deep space encoded in a pattern the AI could not break. The medical team rushed Lyra to the emergency ward. Dr. Claire Bennett took charge of her course. She was one of the few doctors who treated aliens fairly. Claire looked at Lyra's injuries and felt anger rise in her chest. This was not a simple assault. This was torture. Someone had wanted information. They had hurt this young woman badly. Ember was taken to the veterinary section. The vet treated his injuries. The dragon would live, but he needed restores. Past Lyra remained unconscious. Claire kept her sedated. Her body needed time to heal. The doctor filed a report with station security. She demanded an investigation. Security Chief Nicole Hart read the report. She deleted half of it. Hart was on the syndicate payroll. She knew who had attacked. LaRouche had been paid to look the other way. Hart filed a minimal report. Simple assault. No suspects. Case closed. The quantum signal had already gone out far across the galaxy. For women received a teach. One stopped what they were doing. One stared at the message, the coordinates, the name. Lyra. Silver Windmaries flooded back at battlefield years ago. An Etherean warrior. Woman fighting to save them. Her sacrifice, her final words: protect my daughter. If she ever needs use, wear it. They had sworn a blood oath now. The daughter was. Colin Kate Morrison stood up from her desk. She began making calls. Lisa Rodriguez stopped her training session. She headed for her ship. Me. Patterson left the hospital mid-shift. She packed her medical gear. Becca O'Connor was already in space. She changed course immediately. Of them heading toward Meridians. Evan, all of them, ready for war on the station. Lyra lay sleeping. Shay did not know help was coming. Shay did not know about the oath. She did not know her mother had saved for human soldiers. She did not know those soldiers were now her family. In his cage, Ember woke. The small dragon eyes glowed gold. He sent out a pulse of energy, a call to his bonded human. She was still unconscious, but somewhere deep inside, Lyra heard him wait for Metha. Veterans are coming. We will have vengeance. Kate Morrison sat in her office on Earth. She ran a security consulting firm now. The military life was behind her, or so she thought. The message came through on her private comm channel, the one she never gave to anyone, the one she had kept active for 15 years just in case. The screen showed only coordinates and a name: Lear Silverwind. Kate stood up so fast her chair fell over. Her hands were shaking. She knew that name. She had never met Lyra, but she knew her mother, Syrah Silverwind, the Etherean warrior who had died saving her unit. Kate remembered that day like it was yesterday. The Krellian ambush, her squad pinned down, running out of ammunition. Then Syrah had appeared. The Etherean woman had been magnificent. Silver hair flowing, violet eyes blazing with power. She had torn through the enemy, buying time for Kate and her people to escape. But Syrah had been wounded badly. Kate had tried to go back for her. Syrah had stopped her goal of my daughter will need you some to protect her. Swear it. Kate had sworn, so had the 3 others Syrah had saved that day. They had all sworn a blood oath. Aetherin way binding and eternal now. The call had come. Kate grabbed her cum and started dialing. First, she called Lisa Rodriguez. Lisa answered on the second ring. Her scarred face appeared on the screen. You got it too, Kate. Did not need to explain. You sigh. I'm leaving within the hour. Meet me at Meridian 7. I will be there. Lisa cut the connection. She was always direct. Next, Kate called Amy Patterson. The former combat medic was working at a trauma center. Am answered while walking between patients. Kate, I just saw ETA. I'm booking transport now. Do you know what happened to her? No details yet, just the distress signal. Amy face went pale. Live. Lyra sent that signal. Something is very wrong. No, get there fast. We might need your skills. Already packing my gear. Last call went to Rebecca Okenorbex, was the hardest to reach. She was usually flying somewhere, but her connected Beck's face appeared. She was in a cockpit I am 2 days out from. Meridian 7, already on my way. Kate felt relief. Bex had been closest. How bad do you think it is? Bad. Enough that she sent the signal. Lyra does not even know about us. Sierra never told her. Then how does she know the code? Bex asked. Kate had wondered the same thing. Etherean instinct maybe, or something worse. Beck's jaw tightened. I am pushing my engines to maximum. See you there, Commander. Kate ended the call. She looked around her office. Everything here was comfortable, safe, but that life was over. At least for now. She had made a promise, time to keep it. Kate packed her gear. She still had her old military equipment. Some habits never died. Within 2 hours she was on a transport heading to the nearest jump gate. Lisa Rodriguez stood in her apartment. She looked at the message again. Lyra Silverwind. Lisa remembered Sierra telling them about her daughter. Little girl with silver hair and violet eyes. Sierra had shown them a picture. Lyra had been maybe 5 years old, small and delicate. Sierra had smiled with such love. My daughter is special. She has gifts like no other Etherean, but she is also fragile. I hide her to keep her safe. The galaxy is not ready for what she will become. Yesa had asked what that meant. Sierra had just shaken her head. Someday you will understand. If I fall, you must protect her. Lisa had thought about that conversation many times over the years. She wondered what had happened to the little girl now. She would find out. Lisa packed her weapons. She had many. Her apartment looked more like an armory. Military had taken her arm, but they had given her something better. A cybernetic replacement, stronger than flesh, faster than bone. She flexed the metal fingers. They moved perfectly. Lisa grabbed her rifle, her pistols, her knives. If someone had hurt Lyra, they would. Lisa did not make threats. She made promises. Amy Patterson worked quickly. She told the hospital director she had a family emergency. It was not exactly a lie. Sierra had been like family. The woman had saved her life. Amy remembered being pinned under rubble, bleeding out. Sierra had lifted the debris off her impossible weight. The Etherean had carried Amy to safety, then gone back to save the others. Amy had watched. Sierra Fite was like watching a goddess. Power and grace combined. When Sierra had died, Amy had cried for days. She had sworn the oath through tears. Now Sierra, daughter, needed her. Amy was a doctor. She saved lives, but she had been a combat medic. First she knew how to fight. Her medical bag was packed, but so was her weapon, case she hoped she would not need both, but she prepared for the worst. Rebecca O'Connor pushed her ship harder. The engines whined in protest. She did not care. Bex had been flying when she got the message. She was always flying. The sky was her home, had been since the Air Force. Sierra had saved her during an aerial battle. Beck's fighter had been shot down. She was falling. Ejection system failed. She was going to die. Then Sierra had appeared flying, actually flying without a ship. Etherean had caught Beck's fighter's load. Its fall guided it to a rough but survivable landing. Bex had crawled out of the wreckage. Sierra had been standing. There's Myling. You are a good pilot. Human, do not waste this second chance. Bex had never forgotten. She had visited Sierra several times after that. The Etherean had talked about her daughter, about hiding her, about keeping her safe from those who would use her. Bex had promised to help if ever needed. Now that time had come. Her ship jumped through the Gata Meridians. 7 was still 2 days away. Bex would make it in. 1 back on Meridian 7 station. Things were happening. Station Security Chief Nicole Hart was nervous. She had just received a call. The syndicate was not happy. The Krellian mercenaries had been too rough. They were supposed to scare information out of the girl, not put her in the hospital. Now there were complications. The quantum signal, corrupted footage. The symbol Hart had been told to bury it all, make it go away. She filed false reports, deleted evidence, paid off witnesses, but she felt uneasy. Something about this felt wrong. In the medical bay, Dr. Claire Bennett sat with Lyra. Young woman was still unconscious. Claire had seen the test results. Thing made no sense. Lyra's body was healing impossibly. Fast broken ribs were already knitting. Internal bleeding had stopped on its own. Her genetic markers were unlike anything Claire had sent. She and the tests against same results. Lyra was not just Atherange, was something more. Claire saved all the data to a private file. She did not trust station security. The veterinary section Ember was awake. The small dragon refused to eat. He just stared toward the medical Betha. Bet tried to comfort him, Member pushed away. He wanted his human. The dragon began to glow. Softly, a low hum filled the room. The vet stepped back. What was this creature across the station in a dark room 3? Krellians drank. They celebrated their attack. The lead one laughed about the crippled girl about her screams. The others joined in. They did not know they had made a terrible mistake. They did not know for human veterans were coming. They did not know what vengeance looked like, not yet, but they would learn. Kate's ship arrived at Meridian 7. First she docked and went straight to station security. Hart tried to brush her off. There is no incident. Report, Mammy. Do not know what you are talking about. Kate leaned forward. Her eyes were cold. I'm looking for Lyra. Silver, when she was attacked, tell me where she is. Hart face went pale. How do you know about that? Kate smiled. It was not a friendly smile. Where is she? Medical Bay Level 7. Kate left without another word. She found Claire first. The doctor was surprised when Kate walked in. Am here for Lyra. Claire looked at this stern woman. Are you family close enough? Show me. Claire led her to Lyra room. Kate stood at the door and stared. The girl in the bed looked so young, so fragile. Silver hair spread across the pillow, face bruised and swollen. Kate felt rage build in her chest. Who did this? Claire told her everything, the attack, the injuries, the cover-up. Kate listened. Her face showed nothing, but inside she was already planning. Arrived 6 hours later, she met Kate at a bar near the Doxamy. Came with Hertha. 3 women sat in a corner booth. They looked like normal travelers, but the way they moved, the way they watched, everything, it marked them as something else. Bex will be here tomorrow. Kate said. Good. We need to plan. Lisa leaned forward. Want the ones who did this? We all do, Amy said quietly. But we need to be smart. This is bigger than just revenge. What do you mean? Claire gave me Lyra medical files. She is not normal even for an Etherean. Kate not as Sierra told us she was special. How special? Ami pulled out a datapad. She showed them the genetic markers, the healing rates, the energy readings. Lisa whistled softly. What is Shay? I think we were about to find out. Kate sedaned. I think whoever attacked her knows something, then we make them talk. Lisa said. The 3 women sat in silence, each thinking about what was coming, each ready to do whatever it took above them. Lyra slept below them. Ember waited in. Somewhere in the dark, the Syndicate prepared. War was coming to Meridian 7. The veterans were ready. Had sworn an oath, blood for blood, protection for the innocent, death to those who harmed the defenseless. Sierra had saved them. Now they would save her daughter no matter the cost. Rebecca O'Connor's ship docked at Meridian 7 right on schedule. She had pushed her engines past their limits, but she had made it. Bex grabbed her gear and headed for the bar where the others waited. Kate saw her first. The 2 women embraced. It had been 3 years since they last met. You look tired. Kate said. I flew straight through. Where are we? Kate quickly explained everything they had learned. The attack, the cover-up, the strange medical results. Bex listened carefully. When Kate finished, Bex had only one question. Where are the ones who did this still on station? Lisa said. I tracked them down this morning. 3 Krellians mercenaries for hire. They are drinking in the lower district bars, bragging about what they did to me. Face went dark. They are bragging about torturing a disabled girl. People like that do not deserve to breathe, Bex said coldly. Yes, Kate warned. We need information first, then we can deal with them. What kind of information? Lisa pulled up a file on her data potty. Hacked the station systems last night. Found some interesting things. The attack was not random. They were looking for Sammy. We're looking for Sammy. Think what Arthurians thought Lyra knew. Where ancient artifacts were hidden. Would they think that she is just an archivist? Kate said. Maybe. Amy said slowly. Or maybe she is exactly what Sierra said, special. The 4 women looked at each other. They all remembered Sierra warnings, her talk of Lyra hidden gifts. What if the attackers knew something? I want to see her, Bex said. They went to the medical bay together. Dr. Claire was checking on Lyra when they arrived. The doctor looked surprised to see 4 women, all friends of Lyra. Kate said. Claire studied them. They did not look like friends. They look like soldiers. How do you know her mother saved our lives? We made a promise. Claire seemed to relax a little. Then you should know she is healing impossibly faster. Injuries should take weeks to recover from, but I think she will wake soon, maybe today. Can we see her? Oh, of course. Claire led them to the room. Bex went in first. She stopped at the door. The girl in the bed was so small, so young. Bex remembered the picture Syrah had shown them Lyra had grown up, but she still looked fragile. Bex walked to the bed. She took Lyra's hand. Gently, "Hey kid, your mom sent us. We are here now. You are safe." Lyra did not respond, but her fingers twitched. Slightly, Kate put a hand on Beck's shoulder. "Come on. We have work to do." They left the medical. Belisa had a plan. "I want to visit the Krellian shave." A conversation. "Not yet," Kate said first. "We need to understand what we are dealing with, Amy. I need you to stay with Lyra. Watch over her. If she wakes, I want to know immediately." Amy nodded. "I will not leave her side, Bex. You are with me. We are going to lie recorder, see what we can find." And Melissa Ask two are going to have that conversation, but carefully. We need them alive. For now, Lisa smile. It was not a pleasant smile. "I can be gentle." The group split up. Kate and Bex went to Lyra's apartment. It was small and neat, everything in its place. Bex started searching. Kate looked around slowly. This place felt sad, like someone who was just existing, not living. "Found something," Bex called from the bedroom. Kate joined her. Bex was on her knees by the bed. She had found a hidden panel in the wall. Inside was a small compartment. Had held several items. A photo of a woman with silver hair. Syrah Kate recognized her immediately. There was also a data chip, some old documents, and a small box. Bex opened the box. Inside was a crystal. It glowed softly with violet light. "What is that tie?" "Have no idea, but it feels important." Bex picked up the data chip. "Let me see what is on this." She pulled out a portable viewer. The chip activated. Day hologram appeared. It was Syrah. Kate and Bex both stepped back in shock. Syrah looked exactly as they remembered. Beautiful and fierce. The hologram began to speak. "My daughter, if you are watching this, then I am Ganai. I'm sorry. I wanted to raise you myself, but the galaxy is dangerous and you are precious beyond measure. You are not like other Ithir and Zu carry the royal bloodline. The last of our house. Your power is vast, but I sealed it when you were young. To protect youth. Seal appears as a disability. Weakness in your leg, but it is really a lock keeping your gifts contained. When the time comes, the seal will break. You will awaken and the galaxy will know what you truly are. But Lyra, my child's power without wisdom is dangerous. I have arranged for help for humans, warriors who owe me a blood debt. They all will protect you. Good, you'll love you, as I do trust them. They will not fail." Youth hologram flickered. "There's more you must know. Your dragon Ember, he is not a pet. It's a guardian, a star dragon bonded to you at birth. When you awaken, he will transform. Together, you will be unstoppable. But there are those who seek to control Youth Syndicate. They hunt ether and relics. They know of your bloodline. They will come for you. Do not let them take you. Fight, survive, and know that I love you always." Hologram ended. Kate and Bex stood in silence. Finally, Bex spoke. "Did we just find out that Lyra is alien royalty? And how's a dragon, a star dragon, whatever that is, and people are hunting her?" "Yes," Kate said. "We need to get back to the others." Now they grabbed everything from the hidden compartment. Then they ran. Lisa found the Krellians in a dingy bar. They were drunkly out celebrating. Lisa walked up to their table. She smiled pleasantly. "Hello, boys." The lead Krellian looked up. His eyes were bloodshot. "What do you want, human?" "Just wanted to talk about the girl you attacked." The Krellian face went from drunk to dangerous in seconds. He stood up. "So did his two friends." "What girl?" Lisa kept smiling. "The Ethereanth one you tortured, the one you called a cripple." The Krellian reached for his weapon. Lisa was faster. Cybernetic arms shot out. She grabbed his wrist. "Squeeze bones." Cracked. The Krellian screamed. His friends tried to rush her. Lisa threw the leader into one. They went down in a tangle. The third one pulled a knife. Lisa caught his arm, twisted. The knife clattered to the floor. She punched him in the throat with her metal fist. He dropped, gasping. The whole fight took maybe 10 seconds. The bar went silent. Everyone stared. Lisa grabbed the lead Krellian by his throat. She lifted him easily. Her cybernetic arm did not strain. "Oh, we are going to talk. You are going to tell me who hired you and why you wanted information about ether and relics." The Krellian tried to speak. Could not. Lisa loosened her grip slightly. "Okay, man, we do not know his name. He paid us to scare the girl too. Find out what she knew about ancient treasures, why she works in the archives." He thought she Might know something about the royal artifacts, Lisa. Eyes narrowed. What royal artifacts? The ones from the old Etherian Empire worth billions? The man said the girl might be connected to the royal family, might know where things are hidden. Lisa threw him. Down. Shay looked at the other two. They were not getting up. Shay leaned close to the leader. If I find out you touched her, a genie will come back, and next time I will not be gentle. Shay walked out of the bar. Her cum buzzed. It was Kate. Lisa, we found something. You need to see this. I am on my way, and I have news too. They are looking for royal artifacts, they think. Lyra knows where they are because she is royal. Kate said, what? How do you know? Get to medical. We will explain everything. Lisa ran back at the medical bay. Amy sat with Lyra. She held the girl hand, talking softly. I knew your mother. She was the bravest person I ever met. She saved my life. She made us promise to protect you, and we will promise you are safe. Now Lyra's eyes moved under her closed lids. Amy leaned closer. You hear me? Soft sound came from Lyra's throat. Me hit the call button for Dr. Claire. Then she spoke to Lyra again. That right, come back. We are here. Lyra's eyes fluttered upon violet and glowing. She looked at Amy. Her voice was rough from disuse. Amir. Mother sent me. Sorella tried to sit up, gasped, and Penise, you are hurt. Whereas Ember, your dragon, is safety. Is in the vet section. We will get him for you. Promise. Lyra's eyes filled with tears. They hurt him. They hurt Usino. But you are safe now. We will not let anyone hurt you again. The door opened. Kate, Bex, and Lisa rushed in. Dr. Claire was behind them. Lyra looked at the four women. She did not know them, but something inside her recognized. You are the ones Mother told me about. You in my dreams. Said you would come. We are here, Kate said gently, and we are not leaving. Lyra started to cry. Kate sat on the bed, pulled the girl into her arms. Lyra sobbed against her shoulder, years of fear and loneliness pouring out. The other three gathered close, a circle of protection. In the vet section, Ember suddenly stood up. The dragon scales blazed with light. He let out a cry. His human was awake. I could feel Hertha. Vet stepped back in alarm. The small dragon began to change, growing just slightly. His eyes burned gold. He looked at the door. It was locked. Tember did not care. He burned through it. Then he ran, headed for his bonded human. Nothing would stop him. On the other side of the station, Nicole Hart received another call. The syndicate was done waiting. His ship was coming. They wanted Lyra. They were willing to kill anyone who got in. The way Hart hung up, she looked at her reflection. She had made so many bad choices now. People were going to die. She could stop this. She could warn someone, but that would mean admitting what she had done. Hart was a coward. She did nothing in orbit. A warship dropped out of hyperspace. Inside, the captain smiled. Soon they would have the Etherian princess, and with her power beyond imagining. Ember crashed through the medical bay doors. The small dragon was glowing. His scales looked like burning metal. Security guards tried to stop him. Ember did not even slow down. He jumped over them, landed running, headed straight for Lyra. Amy heard him coming. She moved to the door, ready to defend. Then she saw the dragon. He was different. Bigger, more powerful, but his eyes were focused on Lyra. At him through Kate. Ordered. Ember burst into the room. He leaped onto the bed, curled against Lyra's chest. The girl wrapped her arms around him. My friend, my protector, I am sorry they hurt you. Ember made a soft sound. Not your fault. Together we heal, together we fight. The dragon voice was in their minds. All of them. The four veterans stared at that dragon. Just talked. Bex whispered. Yes, Lyra said softly. He always could. I just never told anyone. People already thought I was strange. Kate knelt beside the bed. Lyra, we saw your mother message. We know what you are. Lyra looked up, tears still on her face. I am just a broken girl who wants to be left alone. Elisa said firmly. You are a princess with power you have not even imagined, and you have Uswe will protect you. Lyra shook her head. You do not understand. If the seal breaks, if my power awakens, I could hurt people. I could destroy things. That is why Mother locked it away. Then we will help you control it. Tommy said your mother trusted us. You can too. Anne. Alarm began blaring station-wide. Emergency unidentified warship approaching. All personnel 2 stations. Kate was on her feet instantly. How much time do we have? Declare checked her consolements. Maybe Les, we need to move now, but Lyra cannot walk, Yatami protested. Yes. Lyra pushed herself up. Her legs shook, but she stood. The sea lid is breaking. I can feel a timber. Jumped to the floor, stood beside her. His body was changing more, growing larger. Kate grabbed her. Come Bex, get to the docks, prep a shippany ship. We need an exiton at Bex, ran Lisa. You are with me, we need to slow down, whoever is coming. Kate looked at Amy. Get Lyra somewhere safe. The archive, she knows. Then Bastami noted. Kuman, we have to. Galara leaned on a member, walked on her other side. They moved into the corridor, chaos everywhere, people running, alarms, screaming. They headed for the service lift's gate, and Lisa went the opposite direction. A ward. The docking bays, the warship was already sending boarding craft station. Defense tried to stop them, it was not enough. The syndicate had come prepared. Kate and Lisa reached the main docking level. They could see the enemy ships approaching. How many? Lisa asked. Too many, but we slowed them down anyway. They took positions behind cover, waited. The first boarding craft docked. The airlock opened. Syndicate soldiers poured out, 20, maybe 30 heavily armed. Kate and Lisa opened fire. The hallway became a war zone. Kate moved like she had never left the military. Every shot counted, every movement efficient. Lisa, cybernetic arm never tired. She fired weapon after weapon, changed magazines in seconds. Syndicate soldiers had not expected resistance. They fell back, regrouped. More troops in the archives. Amy and Lyra hid. The room was dark, full of old shelves. In computers, Lyra knew every corner. She led Amy deep inside to a maintenance room. They will find us, Amy said. I know, but this buys time. Lyra sat down. Her whole body was shaking. Seal was cracking. She could feel power building inside, and wanted out. Timber pressed against her. His body was now the size of a large wolf, still growing. What is happening to you, Amy? Asked the Dragon Eye. Am becoming what I was meant to be? Ember voice was stronger, now deeper. When Lyra fully awakens, I will be complete, a star dragon, guardian of the royal line. Amy checked her weapons. She had a pistol, a medical kit, not much for a war, but she would use them outside. Kate and Lisa were being pushed back. More syndicate soldiers kept coming. We cannot hold this position much longer. Lisa shouted over the gunfire. Fall back, Kate ordered. We regroup at the archives. They ran, fighting as they moved. The syndicate followed. In the docking bay, Bex found a ship. Was old, barely functional, but it would fly. She started the preflight sequencer. Come buzz, Bex. We have a situation. Kate voice was strained. Heavy resistance. We are heading to the archives. Meet us. They're negative. You need an exit. I am prepping the ship, Bex. There, no time. Just get to Lyra, Bex. Kershid shut down the ship, grabbed her rifle, started running in orbit. The syndicate warship captain watched. His ground forces had encountered resistance. No matter, he had more soldiers, and if necessary, he would just destroy the station. The Etherean girl was valuable, but not more valuable than the mission. If he could not take her, no one would have her back in the archives. Lyra's condition was getting worse. Her eyes were glowing brighter violet. Light filled the small room. Her skin had markings appearing and chained symbols. The seal was failing. Amila gasped. When it breaks, you need a run. Take Ember, get away from May. Am not leaving you. You do not understand. Lyra's voice was changing, becoming layered, multiple tones at once. When my power releases, it will be like an explosion. Anyone near me will die, then we will die together, because I am not abandoning you. Your mother saved my life. Owe her this. Owe you this. Tha. Owe you this. Tha. Door to the archives exploded inward. Syndicate soldiers rushed in, weapons ready. They spread through the room, searching. Amy pulled Lyra behind a shelf, held her pistol ready. Ember stood in front of them. Dragon was now the size of a large tiger. His scales glowed with inner fire. One soldier spotted them. He raised his weapon. Ember roared. The sound shook the walls. Fire poured from the dragon mouth. Not normal fire, cosmic fire, white and gold. The soldier screamed, turned to ash. The others opened fire on Ember. The bullets bounced off his scales. Ember charged. He was fast, impossibly fast. Teeth and claws, fire and fury. More soldiers fell. There were too many. Kate, Lisa, and Bex arrived at the archives. They saw the battle, joined immediately. The four veterans fought as a unit perfectly. Coordinated Kate provided covering fire. Lisa went hand to hand, her cybernetic arm crushing bone. Bex moved, like a ghost taking out soldiers before they knew she was there. But the Syndicate kept sending more in the maintenance room. Lyra was changing. The seal was almost gone. She could feel her mother magic fading. The lock-opening power flooded her body. Her leg, the one that never worked right, Tit was healing the false disability, vanishing. Lyra. Stud really stood for the first time in years. Both. Like strong Amy. Stud real legit works. Lyra looked down. Violet energy swirled around her feet. Yes, the seal is broken. Namie. What is happening to me? You are becoming who you were meant to. Lyra walked out of the maintenance room, into the archives. Battle was chaos. Baddies everywhere. Her friends. The veterans her mother had sent. They were fighting. Daying for her no more. Lyra. Voice rang out clear and powerful. Everyone stopped, looked at her. She stood in the center of the room. Silver hair, floating eyes. Blazing violet symbols covering her skin. Syndicate soldiers stared. One of them laughed. That the crippled girl, she does not look so crippled now. Shoot her. They raised their weapons. Lyra raised her hand. Energy exploded outward, a wave of pure power. Soldiers flew backwards, mashed into walls. Their weapons melted. She took a step forward. You came to my home. You hurt. My dragon, you threatened my friends. Now you will. Pambor moved to her side. The dragon was massive now. Wings spreading, covered in cosmic fire together. Lyra and Ember advanced. The remaining soldiers ran, fled. Interrogate walked up to Lyra. The girl Notha. Woman, she was transformed. Is it done? The seal is broken? Yes, how do you feel? Languor. Lyra. Eyes met Kate. They hurt so many people. The Syndicate, they take beings like Muse. You sell, you sit. Has to stop. Then we stop them together on the warship. The captain received the reports. The ground forces were destroyed. Something had changed. The girl was awake, powerful. He made a decision. If we cannot have her, we destroy her. A fire. All weapons target the station. The warship weapons charged massive plasma cannons enough to crack a moon named at Meridian 7 in the archives. Lyra felt it. The danger coming. She looked Upus if she could see through the station hole. They are going to destroy everything. How many people live here? Thousands. Amy whispered. Lyra closed her eyes. Then I have no choice. She walked toward the nearest window. Are you ready always, my princess? Lyra smiled. Then let us show them what a star dragon and her rider can do. She jumped through the window into space. Benber followed his wings, spread, caught her together. They flew toward the warship. The veterans ran to the window, watched. She is insane. Lisa Brethno. Kate said quietly. She is magnificent, just like her mother in space. Lyra rode. Ember the dragon was huge, now wings of fire, eyes like suns. They charged the warship. Captain saw them coming. He left, ordered all weapons to fire at the dragon. Thousands of shots. All missed. Ember was too fast, too agile. He wove through the fire, breathed cosmic flame. The warship shields burned away. Lyra raised both hands, drew on her power. Power of her bloodline, ancient, vast, unstoppably. She struck the warship, exploded, torn apart by violet lightning. In the archives, everyone watched, saw the explosion, saw Lyra and Ember flying through the debris unharmed, victorious. Bex laughed at her girl. Lisa shook her head in wonder. Sierra would be proud. Kate just smiled. The war was not over, but they had won the first battle, and Lyra was not a victim anymore. She was a warrior, a princess, a dragon rider. The galaxy was not ready, but it would learn. Lyra and Ember floated in space. The warship was destroyed. Burning debris drifted around them. But more ships were coming. The Syndicate had sent a fleet, 6 warships, dozens of fighters, all converging on Meridian 7. Ember, can we fight them all? We can try, my princess, but there are many. Lyra looked at the approaching fleet, felt the power inside. Hurt was vast but untrained, wild. If she used too much, she might lose control. Innocent people. She thought of the station behind hearths, thousands of lives, the veterans who had come to save her. Dr. Claire, who had cared for her. She would not let them die. Then we fight smart, not hard. Lead them away from the station. Ember roared agreement. His wings beat. They shot forward toward the fleet. The Syndicate ships detected them, opened fire. Lyra and Ember dodged, weaved through plasma bolts, energy beams, missiles. The dragon was impossibly fast on Meridian 7. The veterans watched Kate, had commandeered the station command center security. Chief Hart was in custody. The corrupt woman had finally confessed everything. Now Kate had control. She pulled up tactical displays, showed the fleet that too many even for Lyra. We have to help her and me. Said how we do not have ship's weapons. Bex looked at the screen, her pilot mind working. Wait, the station has defense platforms, old ones not used in years. Can we activate them? KT checked. Maybe F. We can get power to them. Do it. Lisa Sadai will go. The platforms are on the outer ring. I can get there. You will need help. Bex Sadai. I'm coming too. They Rankit stayed at the controls. Amy stood beside her. What can I do? Prakit said quietly that Lyra learns fast in space. Lyra was learning each moment. She understood her power better, how to shape it, focus it. She sent lightning at the fighters. They exploded. Ember breathed. Cosmic fire melted through warship holes, but the fleet kept coming. They were trying to surround her box. Her and Lyra realized their plan. They wanted to capture her, not kill her. That was a mistake. She reached deep, found the core of her power, the royal bloodline. Centuries of Etherean magic. She pulled it up, shaped it into a weapon, a blade of pure violet energy. 30 feet long, burning with starlight ember. Dovlara swung the blade. It cut through a warship like paper. Ship split in half, exploded. The fleet hesitated. What was this creature? This woman riding a dragon, wielding impossible power. The fleet admiral made a decision. Retreat. Tree group. They were not prepared for this, but before they could turn, the station defense platforms came online. Lisa had done it. Massive cannons dormant for decades now, blazing to life. They fired, caught the fleet from behind. The syndicate ships were trapped between Lyra and the station. They tried to fight, both failed. One by one they fell, burning, breaking. Diane Lyra felt no joy in it. Only grim necessities. People had hurt her, had hurt Ember, had tried to destroy her home. They had chosen this inside. The last surviving warship, the admiral screamed orders. Full retreat. Maximum speed. Get us out of here. But Lyra was faster. She and Ember cut them off. The dragon landed on the warship. Haltor through the armor. Lyra walked inside. Power calling around her. She found the admiral on the bridge. He pulled a weapon, fired. The shot bounced off Lyra's shield. She walked closer. You attacked a station full of innocents. You hurt a disabled girl. You tortured for profit. Now, you Patha. Admiral dropped his weapon, fell to his knees. Please, mercy. Lyra looked at him, saw a coward, a bully, someone who preyed on the weak like the Krellians who had beaten Hershey. Thought about mercy. Her mother had been merciful, had died for it, but Lyra was not her mother. You will stand trial, face justice for all your crimes, but first tell me who leads the syndicate, who gave the orders. The admiral hesitated. Lyra eyes blazed. Tell me, name, just a name no one knows more. The collector, he finds rare beings, sells them, uses them. Where is Hay? Do not known. No one does. He contacts us. We never contact him. Lyra studied him, saw truth very well. She gestured. The admiral guards were frozen, held by her power. She walked back to Ember. They left. The warship flew back to the station behind them. The crippled ship drifted, its crew alive, but defeated on Meridian 7. Everyone waited. The battle was over. The fleet destroyed or fleeing, but they needed to see Loreno. She was safe. The airlock opened. Ember walked through. He was massive, barely fit. In the corridor behind him came Liru. She looked different, taller, somehow stronger. The limp was gone. Her eyes still glowed, faintly, power humming under her skin. The 4 veterans stood, waiting. Kate stepped forward. Welcome back. Lyra looked at them, these women who had come for her, who had fought for her, who had honored an oath to her mother. She felt something break inside, not the seal, something else. The loneliness, the isolation, years of being alone, pushing people. A wait was over. She walked to Kate, threw her arms around her. Thank you for coming, for fighting, for caring. Kate hugged her back. We made a promise. We keep our promises. The other 3 joined a group. Embrace. Lyra cried. These were good tears, relief, joy. Family. Claire watched from nearby. She smiled. This was right. Later they gathered in a conference room station. Leadership wanted answers. The veterans and Lyra sat on one side, officials on the other. The head administrator spoke. We need to understand what happened. Here, who are you people and what is that creature? Kate answered. We are veterans here to protect our friend. That creature is a star dragon, her guardian. The administrator looked at Lyran. You what are you, Lyra? Sat straight, met his eyes. I am Lyra Silverwindlist, daughter of the Etherin royal house heir. To the throne the room went silent. Administrator paled. You, our royalty, yes, and I declared this station under my protection. No syndicate, no slaver, no criminal will harm the people here. I swear it. Do you have the authority to make such declarations? A new voice spoke from the doorway. Everyone turned on. Etherin woman stood there, alarmer behind her. Were more Etherins, a whole squad. The woman walked forward, knelt before. Lyra princess, we have searched for you. For years your mother hid you well. Who are YM Commander Kura of the Royal Fleet. We detected your power awakening, came as fast as we could. Lyra stare. Day fleet, you brought a fleet, yes. Princess hid is outside waiting, 20 ships, the finest we have. Kate whistled softly. That a lot of firepower. Kira stood, looked at the veterans. You must be the oath keepers, the humans Sarah trusted. We are. Then you have our gratitude. You protected the princess Anard. Your Valisa shrugged. We just did what was right. Kira smiled. That is why Sarah chose you. She saw your heart. Slyer stood, walked to the window, could see the Etherin fleet in orbit. Beautiful ships, sleek and powerful. She thought about her life here, small, hidden. Sethan thought about what waited a throne, a people responsibility. She turned back. Commander Kira, I am grateful you came, but I am not ready to return, not yet. The Etherin looked surprised. Princess, your people need we know, and I will serve them, but first I must learn how to use this power, how to lead, how to be worthy herewith. The veterans, they can teach me. Kira looked uncertain. Council will not approve. Then the council can wait. Lyra's voice was firm. I am the heir, my decision stands. Kira bowed. As you wish, Princess, but we will remain to protect you. That is acceptable. Lyra looked at Kaitif. You will have me. Kate smiled. Kid, we swore an oath. You are family. Now we are not going anywhere. The meeting ended. Plans were made. The station would be rebuilt. Stronger, the Etherin fleet would guard it. The syndicate would be hunted, and Lyra would train, learn to control her power. In the following days, changes came. Lyra moved out of her small apartment into larger quarters, big enough for Ember. The dragon had stopped growing, now the size of a small house, but gentle, kind. The perfect guardian. The veterans became her teachers. Kate taught tactics, strategy. Lisa now taught combat, close quarters fighting. Bex taught piloting both ships and dragons. Amy taught medicine and something more important, compassion. How to lead with heart, not just power. Lyra absorbed it all, practiced daily, her power growing more controlled, more precise. She also declared something new. This station would be a sanctuary for those who needed it, the disabled, the outcasts. The forgotten all were welcome under her protection. People came from across the galaxy, drawn by the story of the crippled girl who became a princess, who rode a dragon, who fought slavers, who protected the weak. The station grew, prospered. One evening, Lyra stood on an observation deck, looking at the stars. Ember beside her, Kate joined them, thinking about your mother. Lyra nodded. I wish she could see this. She can. Kate said, wherever she is, she knows she is proud. How do you know? Because I am proud, and I barely know you. Lyra smiled. Thank you, Kate, for everything. The older woman put an arm around her shoulders. Our family, kid. That what family doesn't? The shadows of the station, a figure watched, tall, cloaked, had observed everything, the awakening, the battle, the transformation. He smiled. So the princess had emerged. Interesting, very interesting. The game was about to become much more complex. He sent a message, encrypted and traceable, to someone far away. She is ready. Begin the next phase. The response came quickly. Understood. The collector is pleased. The figure vanished, leaving no trace above. Lyra stood with her family, her dragon, her home. She did not know what was coming, the greater threats, the ancient enemies, the forces moving in the dark. But she was ready. She had power. She had purpose. She had people who loved her hand. She would fight for all of them. The galaxy was vast, full of danger, full of wonder, and Lyra, Silverwindergan rider, princess warrior, was ready to face it with her oath keepers beside her, with Ember at her side, with her mother memory in her heart. She would forge a new path, protect the innocent, bring justice to the corrupt, and honor the sacrifice of all who had fallen so others could live. This was her oath, her promise, her destiny, and Nothing would stop Hertha. The story was just beginning, but already legends were being born of the human veterans who kept their word, of the star dragon who breathed cosmic fire, and of the girl who was broken, who became whole, who rose from victim to hero, to hope for all who suffered, for all who fought.